here's how to recolor your VTube model. Just so you're aware, if the model isn't originally yours, or if you don't have the rights to do so, it's generally not polite to recolor them without the permission from the original artist. However, if you have any of my own VTube models and assets, you are free to recolor them as you wish, so long as you do not resell or redistribute them in any way. There are 3 methods you can use to recolor your models: reimporting the PSD file, which requires you to have the model's Live2D Cubism file, recoloring the texture atlas, and using VtubeStudio's recoloring tools. I have timestamped each in case you need to get to a specific one. First, let's reimport the PSD file. This is the easiest in terms of making sure patterns and such align just right with your model. Recolor your model's parts, and make sure you compress your edits down to 1 layer for 1 part, and that the layer is named the same as the original, or else these layers will be made into new parts on your model. If you do want new parts, name them however you like. Keep in mind that the only color modes on a layer Live2D Cubism will accept are normal or multiply. As you're recoloring, be sure not to move the position of your model's original parts, as this will simply create a new layer in Live2D rather than replace that part. Once you are finished, drag your updated PSD file on top of your model in Live2D Cubism. A pop-up will ask you which file the PSD will be applied to. Select your model's file name and press OK. Another pop-up will show, so select Replace your model's name. If you have new parts or layers you also imported, remember to apply an art mesh to them and add these to the model's texture atlas. You can update your PSD as many times as you like. Just know that this will increase the size of your model's file each time. If your model has a hard time exporting after this technique, or if you would like to clean up unnecessary clutter, I have a tutorial on how to fix that in the eye above. For the next technique, we will recolor the texture atlas itself. This method is great for general recoloring, but can be more difficult for detailed or patterned work. Pull up your texture atlas by pressing Ctrl-T, or going to the top menu and selecting Modeling, then Texture, and then Edit Texture Atlas. Once your texture atlas loads, go to File, then export the texture as a PNG. Another way to adjust the texture atlas without the Live2D file is to go to your model's Texture PNG, which should be in a little folder by itself. With either method, take the Texture PNG and plug it into Photoshop, or whatever drawing software that will export as a PNG. You need to have the canvas the exact size as the Live2D texture atlas, and to be placed precisely the same. So instead of already creating a blank canvas, it's much easier to just boot up Photoshop and then drag and drop the PNG. It will match the size and orientation exactly. Next, recolor your model as you like. It may be hard to tell which part is which, so if you have the Live2D file, you can go back to the texture atlas in Live2D as a reference. You can click on the part of your model, then open the texture atlas, and it will show which part you're looking at in relation to the atlas. The part will show where it is with a red square around it. If you need, you can also adjust the part placement if you have the Live2D Cubism file. Just make sure to export the updated PNG version to work on. As you're recoloring, keep in mind that if you have transparent or soft edges, you want to steer away from layer modes in your drawing program, as it can create weird halos around parts, reduce its transparency, and so on. Once you are satisfied or want to test out the recolor, make sure that there is no background before exporting. If you have the Live2D Cubism file of the model, you can update the texture atlas by selecting Replace Texture Atlas. This will lock the atlas to the new version. Unlocking it reverts it back to its original texture source. Click OK. Copying and pasting parts will unlock the texture atlas to its original look, so simply go back to the atlas, then press OK to refresh it. The other way is to replace the texture PNG of the already exported model. Make sure the updated texture is named exactly as the original, or it won't work. Lastly, you can recolor your model right in VtubeStudio. This one is the most tedious to do, but it might just do the trick to fix up a singular part or doing a very simple recoloring. Open up VtubeStudio, and in the side menu, click on the pink gear icon, then the person with the gear icon. Scroll through until you see the tab Customize Model. Click on that, and select Customize Multiply Screen Color for art meshes. This will open a new side menu, as well as a caution to ask permission from the original artist before editing. Once again, if you're using one of my models, you are free to recolor as you like. As you hover your cursor over your model, individual art meshes will glow red. Click on the area of the part you want recolored, and the side menu will help condense the list down to what art meshes are nearest to that point. In that list, select the art mesh by turning on this slider. A color selector will show, and you can mess around with colors until it looks right. Or if you have an exact color you want, there is also this hex code where you can put the color number in. Now press OK, or cancel if it's not the part you wanted. If you're working on another art mesh, you can copy and paste the settings from a previous art mesh edit so it can match. Once you're satisfied, press OK. To reset the colors of the original model, simply turn off the slider. If you unload and reload your model, or exit out of VtubeStudio, its color changes will remain the same as when you last used it, but it will not change the model's texture PNG. That means if your model's deleted, you will need to repeat the recoloring process. Lastly, I offer recoloring services for my models, and yours so long as you own the copyright. All information relating to this is in the description below. And that's how you recolor your VTube models. Let me know if there are other techniques you know of, or if you have questions, constructive critique, etc. down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! No, you may not. Don't whack me.